Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, you know it does not work without you guys. So let's get open for business here. And let's wake up the football gods. Let's wake up, guys. Wake the heck up because it is finally Friday. FF, finally Friday. Thank goodness the weekend is almost here, and it's now summertime. Woo! It's been a crazy year. Crazy, 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 crazy. And I'm still wondering, am I going to wake up from this nightmare that's been the 2020 year? It's been crazy, as we all know. I keep wanting to say, it's got to get better from here. It's got to get better from here. You can't. Let me not say that. No, let me not say that it can't get worse. Okay, let's hope that it gets better from here. But today is a big day for a couple of reasons. NFL coaches are now allowed to return to their training facilities. Now, we know that the Cowboys won't be going to Oxnard for training camp. We don't know how training camp is actually going to work, but we can best be sure that there will be a training camp. We don't know how many people or if any people will be allowed to go watch practice. We don't know if the media is even going to be able to go watch practice. We just don't know. There's so much uncertainty. What we know is college football is allowing practices to start, or off-season workouts supposedly start, I think the 9th. University of Alabama's got players that are already there, and they have 5 players, excuse me, that have tested positive for corona. Now, we don't know if that's symptomatic, or if that's full-blown corona, because a lot of people can have it and not know that they have it. They never come down with symptoms, but they can carry it on to others. Others may have already had it and went through it and thought it was just a regular cold. You just don't know. There's so many unknowns that are with this. And regardless, they have basically 50 players that are going to be in quarantine. I guess they're going to be quarantined and working out together because, well, we're quarantined. We're all worried about each other getting it. So I don't know. Do we all just work out together? I don't know how this is going to work. But don't quote me. I'm just running through my head what's going to be the scenarios, because that may be a harbinger of what's going to come, and how they deal with the situation is going to determine what a lot of people are going to do or have to do. We know that there's going to be people that are going to test positive for coronavirus throughout the football season. So how the team reacts and how the league reacts is going to be an unknown. We have to figure that out, or they have to figure it out. But regardless, today is the first day that Mike McCarthy and the coaching staff are all able to get back to the star and start the work of getting this team together. And this is finally, maybe finally, the passing of the Jason Garrett era. 2020 has been a year of upheaval, but it's also been a lot of change for the Dallas Cowboys. The fact that after 10 years of Jason Garrett being the head coach, and every year basically going through the same press conferences, and what I always try to do, what I always try and do in life in general is this: expectations are the building blocks of resentment. They are. Because when you expect something to happen and it doesn't, you're disappointed. So if you hope for the best, expect the worst, you're never disappointed. And every year, we as Cowboy fans, we're kind of like Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown has Lucy holding the football. Lucy being Jason Garrett. And he says, "You're going to hold it, right?" "Yeah, I got you. Go ahead." And he runs up all ready to go ahead and just, kick the football. And every time, she pulls the football right out from under him. And he goes flying through the air. Ah! And that's what it always was with Jason Garrett. I tried not to kill him during the season because, and people are like, oh, you're just a Jason Garrett supporter. It's like, no, it's not that I'm a Jason Garrett supporter. The reality is he's all we got. We're not changing coaches in the middle of the season. The best I can hope for is that this year will be different, that somehow he gets it, and that I can be wrong about him. There were so many times that, and it's crazy to even think about it, that we would have a game, we're up in the fourth quarter, and in the back of your mind, you're trying to figure out, okay, so what's the craziest way that we're going to lose this game? What's going to happen that's going to take the victory away from us? Because you were literally just ready to be beat down again. But I'm hopeful that things are going to be different. Just like this year. It's been bad. The last 10 years, we've had so much hope. We've had so many great players. I mean, when you think that we've had the rushing champion with two different running backs twice in the last 10 years, when you think about having receivers like Des Bryant in his prime and Amari Cooper, when you think about a guy who's definitely headed for Canton and Jason Witten, having a defender like DeMarcus Ware, having a Tony Romo and now a Dak Prescott, and yet you got nothing. So Mike McCarthy is fortunate, a lot fortunate than most teams, coming to a team that already has the cupboards pretty well stacked. Generally speaking, if you are being hired by a team like traditionally like the Browns or one of those teams that have been in the toilet for so long, that have been mismanaged, terrible drafting, and not having players, you got to take time to try and rebuild everything. Ron, you look at this job versus Ron Rivera's job with the Redskins. You got a lot to work with here. And this may be one of those cases. Maybe this is Jon Gruden taking over for Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy built one hell of a team. They just couldn't get over that hump. Jon Gruden was one of those coaches that was good at taking something that was already there and taking it to the next level. I don't know that he's a team builder like, say, a Bill Parcells. So they're going to be getting to work now. They got a lot of work to do. But I'm hopeful that this team gets it together. Now, other news for, of course, our Cowboys is, as much as we were told that the Cowboys, they're going to be screwed if they pay Dak Prescott and yada, yada, yada. Well, you're paying him the highest cap number possible by franchise tagging him. But they were able to pretty much do what they wanted in free agency as well as re-signing their own players. Now, people will always point to you and say, but you didn't keep Byron Jones. Well, not everybody is somebody that you look at and say, do we need that guy? Byron Jones is a good corner, but Byron Jones never wowed you. And at some point, you got to say, is this all there is? And try and get something better. Or you just kind of say, that's all there is. And the Cowboys' defense has evolved as far as philosophy goes. It's not the bend, don't break. And Byron Jones fit that perfectly. Bend, don't break, don't take risks. Well, you're going to see a defense that's going to start taking some risks. Now, as we get closer and closer to hopefully training camp, we're going to start looking and breaking down each of those areas, defensive line, linebacking core, safeties, cornerbacks, and all that, and looking at potentially how the team will use or how it will evolve from what it was doing in the past. I think we have a sea change of on the defensive side of the ball in philosophies, in sets, and showing different looks to confuse the offenses. And I got to tell you, I'm just really, really excited about all of it. So, that being said, I got work I got to do up in the shop. I got more racks to do tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. We have, of course, our Jobu Sports live stream at 9 o'clock. I'm sure it will be heated. It'll be fun. It'll be uplifting, and we'll have a ball. I'm trying to do something different. One of the problems that we truly have as a country is the FU attitude. You're either with me in my opinion or it's FU. And that's sad because when I grew up, we could have a discussion. We could listen to somebody who has a difference of opinion as opposed to getting mad or trolling them. Because that's the way you fix problems. Not by me being set in my ways and saying that you're a piece of crap. It was about actually being able to discuss and work together for things that uplift everybody. So instead of trying to one up somebody or troll the hell out of them and all that, my response has been when people want to try and hate, is try and show them my side of the argument without saying F you, without blocking them, to try and educate somebody on my feelings and my experiences. Because it takes two people to fight. And maybe if more and more of us listen, as opposed to talking or shouting or spewing, maybe we can make things wonderful for everybody. So I'm going to do my best, one person at a time. One person at a time. We'll see how that works. Thus far, in instances where people want to go through and troll me and tell me I'm full of crap and that my opinion doesn't matter, it actually worked the other way. Actually, twice yesterday. And maybe that's the way to do it as opposed to yelling at somebody. I have hope. I have hope for all of us. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys soon.